Just surrender to the universe. Just surrender to the situation. Just surrender. Just surrender. But do you even know how to do that? How do you surrender? Does anyone even talk about it? Today, I want to talk to you about something that I see all the time, which is people in the spiritual kind of world talking about the process of surrender, the importance of surrendering, of letting go. But no one really talks about how to do it, aside from these really abstract ways of looking at the situation. So today I want to give you a really easy way that you can surrender to any circumstance, that you can accept any circumstance that is causing you pain in the moment. Now, this is not the same as denying a negative situation and making it good. What this does is releases resistance to any situation and allows you to see it from a different perspective, from actually a few different perspectives. And it's very, very simple, okay? If you ever saw my video, How to Change Your Limiting Beliefs, this way of doing things comes from that concept. In that video, I said that this comes from Breen Brown, and I was completely mistaken. It is actually created by Byron Katie. I'm not sure why I got those two confused, maybe because they both start with B, so I'm very sorry for that. Anyways, the technique to surrender to a situation. So, it's 4 simple questions that you ask yourself, and then basically while you're going through that situation, that will release resistance very quickly. Okay, at first you might want to practice writing the questions down, having them somewhere where you can remember them. After a while, it gets really, really easy to just run this process through your head anytime you're in a situation where you need to surrender. So say you're waiting for the bus and you're going to be late and you cannot control when the bus comes. The bus is late, you have no idea what's happening, there's no way to figure it out. And you're just stuck waiting, okay? You're stuck in a really shitty situation right now, wherever you're trying to go, some important appointment or work or something that you really want to get to, and you're like, shit. So this is the shitty situation. So what you're going to do is you're going to find what you believe should be happening instead of what is happening. So, or shouldn't be happening, that is happening, okay? So 2 things. What should be happening that isn't happening, or what shouldn't be happening that is happening. So in this situation, the bus shouldn't be late. That would be your thing, right? This is something that is happening that should not be happening right now. Or if you wanted to flip it, you could go, the bus should always be on time. That's something that should be happening. The bus should always be on time. So you're going to take one of those 2 statements. We'll start with the bus shouldn't be late because I just like that one more. I don't know why. And then we're going to use the 4 questions so you can really see how this works. So the first question you ask is that true? So in your upset, pissed off state, you might be like, yeah, it's true. Like the bus should not be late. Which if that is the case, then what you do is you ask, is it absolutely true? Okay? And you think, so is it true that it is absolutely in your best interest, in the best interest in the bus, in the best interest of everybody involved, that the bus should be on time? I mean, maybe not. Maybe if the bus was on time, it would have gotten in a car accident. Maybe if the bus was on time, someone else who was in an emergency situation may have had some sort of horrible consequence. You know what I mean? Maybe there's some reason that the bus being late is actually a good thing. So you would say, no, it's not absolutely true that the bus should be on time. You'd like it to be true, but it's not absolutely true. Okay, so that's question number 1. Is this true? If you're saying, yeah, it's true, is it absolutely true? Okay, just question it a little bit deeper. Second question, how do I feel when I think this thought? So how would you feel when you're sitting at the bus stop and you're thinking the thought that the bus should be here and it's not? The bus should not be late, it should be on time. How does that feel? So You might feel really antsy in your body, really stressed. Like if it was me, I'd probably be like stomping my foot a little bit, like getting a little jittery. You might feel tense to the situation, resistant. You might not be noticing anything like pleasant around you or anything enjoyable because you're so focused on this bus, right? You're hyper focused on the fact that it shouldn't be late. So you might miss out on, I don't know, maybe like a pretty flower or something like that. You're not noticing your surroundings as much, right? You're very focused. So there, what you would do is you really feel into the moment. What are all the feelings you feel when you think that thought? Okay? Then you go to, who would I be or how would I feel if I could not think that thought? So for one moment, it is impossible for you to think this thought that is causing you pain. Okay? It is impossible for you to consider that the bus shouldn't be late. How would you feel? So you put yourself into that situation, right? Like I said, you might start to notice your surroundings more, right? You might see something that you like I said, maybe like a flower, or maybe you might notice that the sun is really nice today, or you might see someone pretty walk by. You might be aware of everything you're seeing. You might see a cute interaction between two people that makes you smile, or something funny a kid does that kind of like makes you laugh, right? You might pay attention to those little things in your surrounding. If you couldn't think that if you couldn't think the bus shouldn't be late, you might be preparing for whatever it is that you're going towards. If you're stressed about an appointment or something you have to do, you might be spending this time kind of mentally preparing or calming yourself down, getting ready for it so that you're ready when you get there. And if you couldn't think that, it could be a bunch of different things, right? So you want to go through whatever you can bring to mind, whatever you can call to the surface. Who would you be without that thought? Okay? And what you'll usually find is there is a sense of relief. Somewhere within that experience of not being able to think that thought, just for a moment, there is a sense of deep relief. And you want to feel that. You want to let your body feel that feeling that is going to help you move from being stressed and upset to much calmer, much more accepting, much more surrendered to the universe, right? Okay, and then the next step, where are we? Okay, so we've done the questions. So now what you do is you just flip the belief around 3 times. You can't always do all 3 flips, you flip the thought around 3 times. You can't always do all 3 flips, so just do as many as you can make sense in your head. So first you flip it onto the other. So if the thing is the bus shouldn't be late, then to flip it on the other, you would say I shouldn't be late to the bus. Okay? And then you look at how is it possible that that's true? Well, maybe if it was a really important appointment, you might have come earlier and you might have caught the earlier bus. And it wouldn't have even mattered that the bus was late, right? Maybe if you really valued this thing as much as you felt, or were needed to be on time as much as you felt, you would have made other arrangements so that you'd be on time, right? So that's one way that you shouldn't be late to the bus. Okay? And if you do it with a person, you flip whatever you think they're judging about you or whatever the situation, you flip it to you on them. And you try to look for at least one way that could possibly be true. Okay? And then the second flip is onto yourself. So I shouldn't be late for myself. Okay? So how is that true? Maybe you're realizing how much being late stresses you out. Okay, maybe it's something that you take for granted that it's important for you, and you kind of put off things, or you don't make space in your day to make sure you're on time. And so now you're realizing that, this is actually really important for you to be on time to the things that you care about, and it feels really shitty when you're not. So yeah, I shouldn't be late for myself, or late to myself, right? I should make arrangements to make sure that I don't have to experience this stress and tension as much as possible. Okay? So that's the flip there. And you can think outside the box, right? It doesn't have to be exactly my flips. Whatever makes sense to you, and at least one reason it's true, or could possibly be true. And then the third flip is the exact opposite of the original thought. So the bus shouldn't be late would be the bus should be late. Okay? And now you think of 3 reasons. You can do 1 again, but with this one it's better to do a couple more just to really open that perspective up in your mind. So we're going to do 3. 3 reasons why the bus should be late, or why the situation, the unwanted situation you are experiencing, should actually be happening right now. So, like I said, 1 reason the bus should be late, maybe it's to avoid an accident or a car crash or some sort of terrible circumstance, right? So maybe that is 1 reason why the bus is late. Another thing, maybe the bus is late because, like I said, it's giving you more time to prepare. It's giving you more time to think through something that you didn't figure out right before. I don't know if you're going to like an interview. I don't know. It's giving you a little bit more time to get comfortable, right? And you know you can blame it on the late bus, so this has given you just an extra moment to yourself. Okay? And a 3rd reason why the bus should be late, obviously something is happening. Okay, obviously there's something that you cannot see that's happening way over there in the distance that is making the bus late, and you can't really say that the bus should be on time if it's experiencing some sort of circumstance making it late. You know, so this one is simply, it's happening, so it should be happening, right? How can we say something that is happening should not be happening? Because, like, too bad it's happening, right? That's getting a little silly, I think, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. So that would be my 3rd reason. And once you do that, what you'll notice is you'll notice a softening in your being. You'll notice you're open to other perspectives of this situation that you wouldn't have even considered before, right? And the opposite perspective. And you'll be able to relax, calm down, and regulate your mood a lot easier. So this is a way to surrender to any circumstance that is difficult. This is a way to actually let the universe take over in a situation where you're feeling upset. Surrendering by doing this means that you're going to be like, okay, whatever happens, happens. I guess the bus is going to come when the bus comes, or whatever the situation may be. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. My name is Sugar Kitty Mystic. I make all kinds of videos on spiritual topics, tarot readings, and self-development, I guess. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. And yeah, I hope to see you around. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video.